Okay, so here I have been doing a lot of carbon fiber decals, and I started with the interior tub, and the entire tub, if I can zoom in here, is all carbon fiber. Every single bit of it, except for the I guess you would call this the front side of the firewall area, because that's going to be covered up by the dashboard anyway, so it'll never be seen. But everything else is done. Several pieces were involved. Even the door sills are done. The back wall, I will say that the back wall was not provided by SK Decals. I don't know why, because it is quite visible when the doors open, even with the seat in place. So what I had to do is I had some extra decals from Scale Motorsports, and I just made decals, my own back wall. So that was done. Then I also did, this is the engine cover. I will get that close up so you can see that. Let's see. A lot of glare. Get my fingers out of the way. Come on. Focus. Focus. There we go. So that's the top of it. And then this is the back side here. I didn't do quite a perfect job of getting rid of the sink marks, but oh well. It'll still look good. Sitting on a table at an angle, I don't think you'll see that. And then next thing I worked on was these doors. The inside of the door is 100% carbon as well. Bottom of the door panel, or door card if you want, rather. And then the whole frame is done in carbon. Places that you wouldn't even think that you would see is all done in carbon. And if you look really closely here, you can see if I can focus, there's my magnet. My magnet is now covered in carbon fiber, but it does still work. And we also did, I don't know if I can get this one close enough, but we'll try. This is a little instrument display for the race version. And it's got about 5 different pieces of carbon on it. And it's really tiny. And finally, not my best work, but I got my dash here. And let's see if we can zoom in on that a little and have it focus. Come on. I got a glare coming in from my window next to my bench. Now you can see there's a lot of weird texture on the decal. That is due to me rushing my decal process with heat and just, I don't know, just general crappiness. And so I always strive to do better. At least it's all in one piece. If you look at it from this angle, let's see, there's more. The whole dash is done. There's one angle that it looked really good. See, that doesn't look too bad. I think when I put a clear coat over it, a lot of that is going to go away. I'm hoping. But yeah, so they actually gave decals for the carbon fiber where the normal gauge cluster would be, but since this is a race car, it won't have that. So, and then here's stuff. Oh, that's a good shot right there. There we go. That's a really good shot of the carbon. There's probably 1, 2, 3, probably close to 10 or 12 decals on this dashboard. And I'm not quite finished this end piece right here that normally on a regular car, a regular model, you would not see that. It would be up against the door card. But since this is an opening model, I've got to put those end pieces on, uh, and I kind of keep forgetting about it. Oh, and there's a seam line. Damn it! Keep getting off camera. Let's see. Focus. Focus. Come on. There's a seam line. There we go. There's a seam line right there. I'm going to have to remove that because I forgot that was going to be visible. So that's going to have to be sanded off before I put the decal on. So now we're going to do on camera the mirrors. And this is not going to be that easy, but I don't think it'll be that hard, but you'll be able to see me do it. Here is the decal sheet for the mirrors. As you can see, there's 4 decals for each mirror. There's a top and a side. There's a bottom. There's the one side. And then this one here actually wraps around the mounting bar, or whatever you call that, whatever it's. So 4 of them. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with the top, and then we're going to apply the one for the side. Damn it, let me get a little closer. We're going to do the top first because that's going to be the most visual spot. So we want that one to be perfect. Then the next one we're going to do is this side strip, because that'll be the second most prominent decal. Then we'll do the mounting strut third, and then finally we'll put the piece on the bottom, which won't be that noticeable. It will be when the doors are up, but I think that's a pretty decent order to go into. I might actually do the bottom before the side in case there's any overlap. So I'm going to get some fresh warm water and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back real quick, and we've got our first decal. Come on, release from the bed. We've got this one in place. See if I can get the urban on there a little closer. Focus. There we go. There's that one anyway. It's got a couple of little spots on it, but that's just dried up microsol. It'll disappear with some clear coat, but it's nice and smooth. It's very nicely done. So I think, focus. Anyway, we're ready for another decal, and I think I'm going to do the very bottom one for next. So I'm going to have to reposition. Excuse me. We have to reposition so I can get to the bottom. So I'm probably going to do something like that, maybe. Because I've got to be able to get to this and somehow show it on camera at the same time. Easier said than done. There. I think that'll work. Yeah. So the first thing we're going to do, well, obviously the first thing we're going to do is get the decals in the water. 1 and 2. I'm cutting them off camera since you can't see it. Getting everything trimmed up. Real exciting YouTube videos when you can't see what they're doing. But I didn't see the point of actually showing you that I'm cutting the decals off the, you know what I'm talking about. Now, since we have that, I'm going to grab a different set of tweezers so I can grab both of these at the same time like that. And wow, my decal water actually has steam coming off of it. But I do have it. I had just bought, here, let me move the camera a little bit. I'll show you what I bought. I have, can barely see it. I'll move it a little bit. I've got a coffee cup warmer that I got in the mail yesterday. And that will keep my water nice and warm. Right now I've got it set at 185 degrees. And basically that's, you don't necessarily have to have that, but it does release from the paper a lot faster when it's warm like that. And as a bonus, SK decals are very flimsy and are prone to brittleness and cracking because they don't like being cold. And it's 68 degrees in my room. So we want it warm. So the first thing I want to do is brush off the area that we're decaling of all dust, because you don't want any dust getting underneath this decal. And of course there's a piece of dust here. We'll put that right there. That actually looks perfect. And then this one. There we go. I should have put some micro set underneath, but I don't think it'll really need it. Now, sure we're all in a good position. That one looks really good. And that one is just a little skewed. That looks good right there. So we'll add a little microsol out of our nifty brand new containers that I got some really good comments on Facebook about. Uh-oh, we lost a piece somehow. Not sure what that came from. I don't see a broken piece on here. I have no idea where that came from. I think I moved that one a little bit too much. Let's see. Ooh, maybe not. Nope, that is right where it needs to be for our purposes. With a little bit of heat. Anti-hit heat. Now, add a little bit more micro salt. Too far. There we go. This is not the best advice, but I think I got it from Harbor Freight. Sometimes it does not want to stick to the bench, but surprisingly, it will attach to it when you're not expecting it to. Oh, shit, I just moved that whole decal. Damn it. There's a hair. Got it. Let go. All right. We're going to leave that sitting for, well, however long it takes. We'll be back. Okay, we're back, and we've got 2 out of 4 decals put on these mirrors. Yay. This is going faster than I thought it would. It's actually still the same evening, and it's only been, I think, since I started this particular video, it's only been a few hours. For you guys, it's only been a few minutes. So, we're going to do this side piece now. We've done the top and the bottom. Time for the side. This is actually going much easier than I had anticipated because mirrors are not easy to put decals on. It's not the first time I've done it, so maybe that's why it's easier. And our looks like our water is still sitting at about 180 degrees. That is perfect. Set our decals in the water for just a few seconds. I think the hot water is actually helping these SK decals conform a little. At least that's my story that I'm going to stick to. Now I got to figure out which one goes where. That I'm not quite sure. There's definitely a certain taper to it. It kind of looks the same, but then again, it kind of doesn't look the same. I think that one goes on there. We're going to stick him right there. Put it around. I'm going to put this one over here. That out of the way. Get our brush. A little bit of Solvaset. Not Solvaset, Microsol. We do not want to use Solvaset, because that will just melt these to an oblivion. It won't be good for anything. All right, that's good enough for that. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna have to have some little bit of heat on these. Which is gonna be tricky because it's gonna want to blow right off of it. That one actually did better. We had more. Nope. That doesn't want to work. Well, let's try the heat. See what happens. And that is plenty. Now we're going to reposition, because I know it's not perfect. Oh, I'm going to have to move it a little bit. Man, trying to do this on camera and where I can see it. It is not the easiest thing in the world. And I'm trying to line up this weave. I think that's it. That is definitely it. So that one needs heat. Oh, wait. For heat, we need a little bit more microsol. Like that. I'll make sure my weave is lined up. It's close enough. We'll let that one cool down a little bit. Yeah. Let's do this one. That one needs to be moved over just a tad. Yep. That needs to be moved. Come on, let go of my table. Trying to move a decal after putting on setting solution is not always the easiest thing in the world. Because at this point, they get not just brittle, but they're ready to start dissolving. There. That's what we wanted. All right, let's hit that one with a little bit of heat. Yep. Wow, right before I did, I saw something I didn't like. Push that back over a little bit. I'll heat up with a little bit more microsol to help seal it in place. This is going so much easier than I thought it was. Awesome. I love it when it works out. Makes the whole process much more enjoyable. All right, we're going to let that sit for a while, and we'll come back and do the last one here in a little bit. Just not even a few minutes later, and that one is done. Now it's time for the actual mounting strut. If I'm not really sure what you would call that, but I'm going to call it a mounting strut. So this, oh, I'm off camera, of course. So this decal has got to wrap around the strut, if you will. So let's see how that works. Put these in our nice warm water for a few seconds. That should be good enough. I don't know if you can actually see it, but there is a very slight mold line right here that I didn't get, but you know what? I really don't care because it's going to be underneath, and I doubt it's going to be seen that well. This is going to be a lot more tricky than the others because we got to go all the way around, and somehow we're going to have to apply a little bit of heat to this without it blowing the decal right off the part. I don't know if we're going to be able to get that done, but we're going to try. I don't even know if that's where we need to start. I guess first thing we need to do is bend it with a little heat and go from there. And I just blew it right off the model. Luckily, it didn't go far. Grab my tweezers. Okay, put it on my fingers for a second. Grab some microsol. Grab it. Stick it right back where it goes. So, the hair dryer did not really work too well. Not surprising. Needs to go right about there, actually. Now, try the heat. Okay, that works better. Okay. Oh yeah. Come on. There we go. Holy crap. Well, uh it's definitely wrapped around. I don't really know how good that is, but I guess we'll see. It looks really good from my Optivisor. I think we're gonna leave it to do its thing with the microsol. So now we get to try this one over here. We're almost done with this. Back it up a little bit. Right about there, maybe? Let's see. Right about there. Microsol. It's important that after you've hit it with a blow dryer, hit it, re-wet it with some softening solution really quick. Because when that decal's hot like that, it really, really likes the decal solution at that point. That helps. Helps shrink it up. This one's not working quite as good as the last one. That one definitely is not going as good as the other one, but there it is. Now, I'm going to take a break, let this thing do its thing, and we'll be back. Okay, so to wrap up the video, we have both our mirrors are finished. They looked really good. Everything went very well. Had a couple of hiccups where I blew one of the decals right off the part with the hairdryer, but I managed to overcome that and got everything done. You would have seen one of the pictures at the beginning of the video showing our, the result. And on Facebook, I'll have some more photos as well. So sorry about the long video, but I wanted you to see the entire process as it happens, because that's what we're going to try to do here. So thank you for watching. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Thank you.